Hey folks, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of a new LED sensor light bulb. It's a typical E26 or E27 bulb that has this traditional head, but it also includes this motion detector where if you have motion at about a few feet away, it's actually going to detect it and automatically turn on. So it's a twist on this traditional design. It's LED, so it's very energy efficient, but also produces a slightly colder tone or hue than a regular light bulb will, so not as similar to maybe a candle or flame, but nonetheless it's very energy friendly, and it sells on Amazon for sub $12. This company also produces a few variants of this new type of light bulbs, one which is activated by sound instead of by motion, so they all sell for about the same price and have this interesting new design and feature. So you can see this is what the distance is. It has a 120-degree angle for motion detection. About 6 meters away, if you walk close by, it's going to detect it. So it's going to be good for maybe outdoors as well. If you have a porch. Indoors, decent as well if you don't want to always turn the light on or off. So that's basically it. The working principle, PIR bulb. It will turn off after 1 minute of inactivity. And otherwise, in the packaging itself, there's just the light bulb, and that's it. No instruction manuals or anything of the kind. The base is made out of aluminum, so it feels pretty sturdy. The top is made out of plastic, so instead of being glass, if you do drop it, it won't break. And that's good, because on the inside, it's just LEDs instead of using a filament. This is a motion head, pretty typical if we've seen those motion-activated wall lights that we've reviewed in the past that use the same principle, but this one obviously, instead of batteries or solar panels, plugs directly into a standard socket. And then the light itself is fairly bright and nicely distributed, although there's a slightly strange cast if you have it at a larger degree, just because the motion sensor doesn't make the light completely even. Right, so here's a motion detector light bulb plugged into the socket. You can see after about a few minutes of inactivity, it does turn off automatically, but as long as you're kind of sitting there or there's slight motion, it will turn on again. So let's try kind of moving and kind of shaking my hand. You can see it's detected it already. It's quite a wide field of view, so in terms of my hand, it's actually right now the camera, I would say, is around 2 meters away from the light. I'm zoomed all the way in, and I'm moving kind of in the peripheral of the motion detector. So I'm at a pretty extreme angle, almost 180 degrees from the center point of the light bulb, which is pointing this way. So you can see that it is pretty accurate and does work fairly well. It's very responsive. The light itself has a pretty white tone to it, so it's a neutral tone, good for reading, but it might be too bright if you do want to use it as a bedside lamp. It's not going to be as relaxing as something with a more yellow tint or blue tint. It is very neutral, so it's a good bright light that will fill up spaces fairly well as far as being a light bulb is concerned. So overall pretty well. You can see that there is a slight kind of bump on the center there, just where this motion sensor is, but otherwise the light itself is fairly even as well, and over larger areas it doesn't really distract, despite having that one kind of center point that the light can't really pass through. So that's been our review of the motion detector light bulb. You can check out more details in our upcoming article, but for now this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.